Hello guys, it's me, AMG, and today I have this video on XIM MATRIX and how you can create from zero a config for any game. In this case, we are going to play Battlefield 2042, and we came out with the smart action as I think we needed. So this video pretty much its purpose is to show you or give you an idea how you can organize your smart actions and how you can create it. So I hope it's helpful for you, and yeah, let's start. Okay, my platform is PlayStation 5. I'm using the Ethernet connection. I think it's the best for this gaming console. My config is gonna be shared on the description of this video. So if you're gonna use this config, change it to your preference. So as you can see, I don't have any smart action, just regular mappings. We know this game has a lot of recoil on their weapons, as you can see. So personally, there is a lot of ways to make like a smart action anti-recoil and how to trigger. Personally, I prefer to have a key. When I press that key, I'm gonna enable that anti-recoil value. Let's do it like that. So first of all, we need to create two groups. The first group is going to be the standard, or as I call it, default or standard group. That group doesn't have any rapid fire or anti-recoil values. It's like a normal gun, normal controls, okay? And my second group is going to be the anti-recoil. So when I press the key for that group, I can have all the smart actions ready for that group working just by pressing a key. Okay, so first of all, we have to create the groups. Let's go to group names. For standard, I always use the A group. So let's put it right here. STD, standard. Okay. And on group B, it's gonna be my anti-recoil AR1 group. As you might know, some weapons can have a lot of recoil, others less. One thing that I suggest to do it is, instead of go crazy and have every single weapon for every single key, that's gonna be very, very hard to manage. My suggestion is, if you can, use only 3 different anti-recoils, low, medium, and high. To make this video very short, we only wanna do one. It's gonna be my AR1. Okay, we create the group. Now we need to link those groups to toggles. So when we press that key, we are going to enable the groups. Okay, so we create a new mapping. For my default or my STD group, I like to use the tab because it's very close to my fingers. So where you see, there is keyboard tab. We selected. The activation mode is going to be press. It's going to be on a smart action, and this smart action is going to be enable group, and we are not using this one. We are using the one with the crown on top. That means when I press the tab key, you are going to enable the standard group and only the standard group. If another group was active or enabled, it's going to be disabled, and only the standard group is going to be active. Okay, so we drag the slider over here. We have there standard with the crown. That means only. Say this smart action, and there it goes. Now we are going to do the same for our anti-recoil, right? So for my different anti-recoil profiles, or my different heroes, or my different something, I really prefer to use the F1 key. So for the first anti-recoil, I'm gonna use F1, keyboard F1. There it is. It's gonna be on a press activation. We tap the smart action editor and enable group. Same. We did the crown. There it goes. AR1 crown. That means only this group is going to be enabled when I press F1, save, close, and save. Okay, now let's create our first smart action, right? So when you are creating a smart action, you have to notice when you want that smart action to be triggered or to be active. That's in general for all your smart actions. For anti-recoil, you can use the anti-recoil on hit, by zoom in, or both, okay? So you have to analyze when you need that anti-recoil kick in. If you create it only by zooming, you need to create your smart action when you hold down the right mouse button. It's going to trigger the smart action. But if you do it on shooting, it's going to be on hip, and it's going to do it also by zoom in, right? So let's do it. New mapping, left mouse button. Its activation is going to be held down. It's a smart action. And for do an anti-recoil, we want to need the aim magnitude smart action, aim angle, and wait time. Okay? Our wait time has to be infinite. This means that when I held down the left mouse button, this smart action keeps working, keeps doing its job. Okay? Aim angle is going to be 180 because recoil goes up and anti-recoil should go down. So we need the 180 angle so they can suppress each other, right? And our aim magnitude means how strong is the downforce to combat the recoil, right? So I think 10% is way too much for Battlefield. I'm not sure. I'm doing this for the first time, so bear with me if I do a lot of mistakes. Okay, so maybe let's try to increase it little by little. My suggestion is always to start by 0.50. Okay, now we have ready this smart action for anti-recoil, but we need to link it to our anti-recoil group. Okay, so we click it on a group and we group it to anti-recoil. There it goes.
Control of one of our objectives.
Okay, I'm gonna save it, close this window, and there it goes. Now, when you change something in your scene map, you always go back to hip. So we need to enable,
Objective captured by US
or
forces.
as you can see, we need to enable our anti-recoil. I press F1, and as you can see, we are on the anti-recoil group. Let me go without anti-recoil. I press the standard button. As you can see, I have a lot of recoil, right?
Targeting objective Bravo 2.
Now let's turn it on, F1. I am on the anti-recoil. Yeah, we still have anti-recoil running. Okay, that means that we need more downforce. Okay, so we went back to the smart action. And here, let's increase it to 1. There it goes, 100%, save it. Went back, and you can see we're on hip. Let's turn on the anti-recoil. There it goes. And let's try it. Nice. It's actually perfect. Yeah, I like it. Yeah. It's like a laser. Right? So there you goes. Okay, now what else we need? So on this game, when you press the R1, you have this dial menu, you know, to make callouts, to ask for ammo, for health, etc. So this is very hard to do it with the mouse because you have to very like nail it, your swipe to every single direction, and this is gonna mess up your aim. There is many ways to do it. The way I do it, and I used to do it on Sin Apex, I used to switch up the sticks. My right stick is gonna be the WSD keys, and for me it's easier to control it. Okay, so we need a smart action for that. Okay, so I'm gonna do it. New mapping. If I wanna use my keys to move, maybe it's a good idea that I use the call out button on my mouse. I'm gonna use the middle mouse button. Middle mouse button and R1, right? So we have this menu. It's a smart action, and we press there, so we have more options. And here on SWAT 6, you select that one. Save it, close it, let's try it. Save it again. Okay, now if I press my middle mouse button, I have that menu. And if I move my keys, I can select easily what I need, right? Like the corner,
I need some ammo.
left corner,
Allies are
left top
attempting to seize
corner.
Bravo 2.
Yeah.
Hey, come pick me up.
And that's it. That's how you do a radial controller for a smart action for your games, okay? Now, what else? Okay, this game has a side pistol, you know, for shooting. And it's a manual pistol. I will prefer to have like a rapid fire pistol with no recoil, right? How we can do that? Oh, there is using a toggle over here. Maybe it's not as useful. We can use a input modifier. An input modifier means it's a key that when you hold it down, you can trigger a new set of smart actions. Okay, we can do it like that. So let's create it. Okay, for our pistol is gonna be shoot when the left mouse button is held down, but we are using as our input modifier, we're gonna use the left control over here, right? And it's gonna be shooting, and it's going to, let's put it like a, you know, like a rapid fire, maybe 50, something like that. 50. Now release it for another 50. Yeah, there it goes. It's in group. Yeah, save it. There it goes. And now it should work. Let's try it. Let's try it. Okay, so if I hold down regular shooting, okay. If I switch to my pistol, it only shoots once. If I hold down the input modifier key, it should go rapid fire, right? There it goes. We have it, right? We almost have it because generally you want to aiming downside and shooting. And if I do it with the input, it goes back to hip. So we need to tell you XIM MATRIX, hey, I need this input modifier also when you are I am aiming downside. So let's create another mapping over here. Now it's gonna be the right mouse button because we are going to zoom in this action, and for zooming we need this one, L2, and let's link it to the same input modifier. Is gonna be keyboard left control. There it goes, and there it goes. And now it should be work, right? Let's try it. I want to reload. Okay, I'm holding down the control. I have rapid fire and rapid fire. There it goes. Okay, this is the feedback that I asked to Obsessive, the creator of XIM MATRIX. Man, please, please, I beg you, consider to do the smart action that I ask, the one that I call it tap and hold. Because, and I'm gonna put a clip right here. Okay, I am on Battlefront. because I don't want to go on the hassle to put the behavior so I can make War Titan 2 and XIM Apex on Battlefield 42. So this is what I meant. This pistol that I have is a manual pistol. If I press the trigger button, it only shoots once. I have to shoot it manually. But if I had the tap and hold activation linked to a rapid fire smart action, I could do this. Tap and hold, and I release it, and the smart action ends. You see the difference? This is what I meant with the tap and hold activation. I don't need to hold down an input modifier and just tap and hold, and I have my rapid fire, release it, and that's it. This activation, you can do it on any other button, like the right mouse button. If you have a sniper rifle, you can link it to the auto scope or auto sniper hold breath smart action, or leaning on corners for like on Apex Legends, you know, for looting. You need to press the square button. For turbo looting, you can do it by tap and hold the square button, and you can keep looting faster, right? So yeah, that's what I mean, tap and hold. It will be great, we will have it on XIM Matrix, so please Obsessive, consider incorporate it. Thank you. It's a very great option to, when you have more than one action to the same button, to have that gesture, that press and hold. Double press doesn't work for this, because we need it working when the button is held down. You may think, hey, can I have anti-recoil for my pistol? Yes, you can have it. Let's create it. Okay, new mapping. Let's go. New mapping. Okay. Left mouse button is gonna be put the input modifier. It has to be the same. Left control, right? Left control is for the pistol rapid fire. And when it's zoom in, and now we call it, we're gonna say it is also put it some anti-recoil there. So smart action, it's gonna be, you know, a magnitude, aim angle, weight is infinite, or aim angle is alright, it's 180 because it has to be down. The pulling down force, we know for sure is way too much, 10%. Let's try maybe 2. I'm not sure. Yeah, 2. Let's try 2. Save. There it goes. Now our pistol should be work when we are aiming down sight. Yeah, save it. Okay. I'm holding the input modifier so you can see. And yeah, if we have anti-recoil, it's too strong. We need to reduce it. So let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it, guys. Okay, where are you, buddy? There you go. Okay, that's way too much. Maybe 1, 2? Maybe 0.25. Okay, let's go. Okay. Control, you know, input modifier. Yeah, that's pretty much. There it goes. Okay, on the forum, many of the community are asking for having like an auto spot. You know, when in this game, when you want to point an enemy, you press the R1 twice. For me, it's the key E. Right? How you can make a smart action for auto spotting? Okay, on this game you can do it many ways. First, you have to analyze when you are pointing or calling out an enemy. You only are doing it when you are on a fight, right? When you are shooting at him, right? So that means that our auto spot should be triggered when we are pressing the left mouse button of the shooting trigger, right? So let's go. Let's create it. So let's create a new mapping. There it goes. Left mouse button. And when we are holding down the button, when we are fight, we need to the auto spotting, like it happens after a few seconds when we are fighting, right? So let's put first a wait time, maybe 200. Let's try 200 milliseconds. Yeah. And then what we need to do is to press the R1 twice, right? So R1, press it, wait for I like to use 50 milliseconds, then release the R1 because it's, you press it, right, and release it. You move the slider here, so it's releasing it. Now we need another 50 milliseconds. Okay, now let's save it, close. Okay, I'm in the combat. I have an enemy. I'm shooting at him.
We are attempting to take Bravo 2.
Did it happen? Maybe we need, I mean, a shorter waiting time. Let's try it. Maybe 135. Okay, save it, close it. Okay, let's try it. Oh, there it goes.
In my area.
There you are.
Watch out at the marker.
Yeah. One thing that we don't like to do is to spam it. Like every time we are pressing the firing button, it's gonna spawning. That's annoying. But if you want to do it, it's up to you. Yeah, I'm gonna put it on 120 milliseconds. Okay, let's go.
Right here.
Yeah, 120 looks nice. Kind of works.
Take Bravo 2.
Yeah, and there you go. Yeah, you have your auto spotting. What else we need on this game? In most of my games, on the back button, I have like a evasive maneuver. For Call of Duty, I used to have the combat slide or slide cancel here. For Battlefront, I used to use here the combat roll. You know, something to help you to move faster on the map. On this game, movement is not a thing like on Call of Duty, but you still can do some stuff. On Battlefield 1, Battlefield 5, I used to have the slider here. So you are running, and you press that button and you slide. For me, crouch is the left shift, right? So I know, and I watched some videos, so in this game, it's very helpful if you slide and jump, right? And we can see it here in the shadow. You can do it by yourself if you prefer, like I'm doing it. Like you press, you have momentum. That's very important. You have to run, to be running, you know, to have like a momentum. You have momentum, press slide, jump. This might help you, I don't know, in the corner. Right? I didn't make the corner right because I have my tablet here and I don't want to knock it out of the table. And let me put it right here. We can create a smart action for it. So first of all, we need to figure how much time we need to the animation to go to on a slide. Let's do it. So this smart action is gonna be on my back mouse button. Let's create a new mapping. Back mouse button. It's gonna be the crouch button, right? 50 milliseconds. Now we release it, right? It's release, and here's the tricky part. How long has to be the waiting time when the animation is going through the slide, right? That's something that you have to figure out by yourself. 225 is a very long delay. Maybe work for it. So, okay, we press the crouch button, we are sliding, we are waiting 225 milliseconds, and then we jump. So we press the jump button. I'm gonna go for 60. And then we release the jump button, right? There it goes, save it, close it. We are going to trigger that smart action by only pressing once the back button. If I use health, it's gonna try to keep doing the smart action, and that can mess up our combination. Okay, so very important here on activation. I'm gonna go for press, save it, and yeah, I maybe should have disabled variance because I am figuring out the timings. There it
Our
goes.
attack on Bravo 1 is underway.
Okay, so now we are ready. I need my shadow so I can see it. Yeah. So I'm running. I got momentum. I press crouch. Oh, there it goes. It's a little shorter. I would prefer that it keeps sliding for a little longer. But yeah. To surprise someone in the corner.
Objective lost. We must regain
If you
control.
leave a vehicle, you will have a lot of momentum and you can go faster. Yeah, the slide is way too short. We need more time between the sliding and the next jumping. Let's
Final
try
objectives
double.
assigned.
40 and 50. There it goes. There it goes. Now it's gonna slide for a little longer before jumping. Yeah, that's way better. Okay, now let's try what happens if we add a jump. Jump, slide, jump. Yeah, I like it.
Right on the map. On my position.
Okay, let's add some jumping before. We are creating the first combat slide or slide cancel for Battlefield. Okay, so let's do it. We need to jump. We press the jump button. Between jumping and landing, it's very important that when you land, then you slide. So we need like a long pause for that. Maybe a waiting time of 30, 300, 325 maybe. Yeah, maybe that one. Save. We move it over here. Okay. And now we need to release the jump button,
Troops are
right?
advancing on Charlie
Release
1.
it. Put it before, yeah. And now we need our waiting time to release that button, maybe 50 or near 50. And let's put it on the right spot on the macro. There it goes. Yeah, I think that's okay. Okay, let's try it.
Objective secured.
Now our smart actions should jump, slide, and jump. We got momentum. Yeah,
You left the engagement.
I kind of like it.
All
Okay,
systems secure.
I need to
US
start a
forces
new map.
retreating.
Okay, we are back now in a different map to keep tuning our smart actions. Okay, now as you watch it later on the last clip, we figured the slide cancel for Battlefield. And this is going to be helpful for you when you are running in the map and moving. There it goes. Or if you are you have an enemy in the corner, to have the picker's advantage, right?
Sighted. In my area.
To have the auto spotting, anti-recoil. We have the pistol, rapid fire. What else we have? We have our dial. We're asking for healing and ammo.
Objective captured and secured. Need more ammo.
And we have our slide cancel for Battlefield. And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoy this game and this config is helpful or useful for you. That's all for me. Thanks for your comments. See you next time.